Hey, this is BremSter doing another Cagey Constraints recording. Haven't done one of these in a couple of weeks, so we'll see how we go. So, of course, this is a puzzle from the Cagey Constraints Pack. We started putting this together in 2022, and circumstances meant that the pack got massively delayed, mostly by me. So, yeah, let's have, I'm recording all of the puzzles. I've said this before. I'm recording all of the puzzles, and then I'm going to use the videos to try and figure out the order that I'm going to put them in, and then I'll release the videos with the pack you'll find out. Anyway, age restrictions by rockratzero. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Digits in cages must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. Digits may not repeat within cages, and some values are only given as ranges. So we know, for example, this cage must sum to less than 16. Additionally, in each cage, the maximum digit must be found in the lowest row of the cage, and the minimum digit must be found in the highest row of the cage. So, for example, if there is a 9 in this 25 cage, it must be down here because the highest digit must be at the bottom and the lowest digit must be in the top. They are the rules. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. Now, I know in an 8 cage you must have a 1, because if you don't include a 1, the minimum would be 2, 3, 4, which is 9, and that blows the total. So the 1 must be in the top row. So the way you can make up an 8 cage is 1, 2, if it's 1, 2, you need 5. If it's 1, 3, you need 4. So these are from 1, 2, 3, and this will be 4, 5, because the highest digit must be in the bottom row. Now, 35. 35, is that just 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Is this just a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cage? I think it is. Yes, it is. 5, 6. This is just 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We know the 5 must be up here. So there's no 5 down here, and we know the 9 must be down here, so there's no 9 up here. So that's the makeup we get of that cage immediately. 16. Okay, so the minimum digits you could put in are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which sum to 15. I have to increase one of those digits by 1, so I increase the 5 to the 6. The 6 must be in the bottom row, and the 1 must be in the top row. Okay. 25. I'm not sure about that. I can't include a 1. If I don't include... Yeah, there's lots of options there. If I don't include a 9, the maximum I could include would be 8, 7, 6, and 4, which is way above 25. So that's not where I'm looking. A 21 cage must include an 8 or a 9, surely. But it could include both. So this must be an 8 or a 9. Because if there's a 9 in the cage, it's there. If there's no... Yeah, if there's a 9 in the cage, it's there. If there's no 9 in the cage, it's an 8. This is an 8 or a 9. Now, I know 9 is in one of those two. That... I'm not sure how to break this one open. 21 cage, lots of options. 16 cage only has one option. It's the same as this one. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6 must be at the bottom, 1 must be at the top. So that one is actually way more powerful. This is a 2, 3, 4. That 6 takes 6 out of there and puts 6 into there, which means 6 is in one of those 3. Now, this sums to less than 16, but there's still lots of options there, because it could sum to as little as 3. This sums to less than 16, and I can't use a 1. So it's at least 10, because I can't even make it 2, 3, 4. There's no 6 in either of those either. So 6 is in one of these. These are 5, 7, 8, 9. Actually, 5, 7, 8, 9. No, I don't think so. Okay, here's an interesting piece of logic. Maybe. I can't put a 1 in this 19 cage. Because if I put a 1 in the 19 cage, it would need to be up here. Right, I can't put a 1 in the 19 cage. Because, yeah, there's a 1 in one of those two cells. So there's a 1 in one of these three cells, but I can't put a 1 in either of these cells because the lowest digit in the 19 cage must be in the top row. So those are no 1s, and that is a 1. That's interesting. Now, if I don't include a 2 in the 19 cage, I would have 3, 4, 5, and 6. 3, 4, 5, 6 is 18, so it would be 3, 4, 5, 7. If there's no 2, it's 3, 4, 5, 7. But I could include a 2. If I include a 2, there's a 2 up here. And then the minimum in this cage would be a 3. But that's all fine, because that's a 25 cage. But that 1 is interesting. Can I repeat that logic anywhere else? If I don't use a 2 in this cage, I'm wondering about that cell now. If I don't use a 2 in this cage, 3, 4, 5. This has to be from 2, 3, or 4, surely, because the lowest digit, actually, it probably has to be from 2 or 3. Because if, oh no, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 7 actually works. But it can't be a 5, because if this is a 5, these would have to be at least 6, 7, and that would be 18. So this is from 2, 3, or 4. And that gives me a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, because this is the lowest digit in the cage. So if this is a 5, these are higher than 5, and I've blown the total. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple. Now, if this is 4, these would have to sum to 12, which would be 5, 7. Now, remember that this could be just lower than 16, so this could go down, but it does mean that that is a low digit. And I think that's the point. So these are from 5, 7, 8, 9. All I know is that can't be a 9. Couldn't even be an 8, because that would be a 9. So this is 7. Actually, that can, oh no, 7, 8 would work. Unless that would break this. I don't think it would. Can that... Okay. So this 19 cage. How do you make up a 19 cage in... I can't use a 1. Man, I want to grab the killer calculator so bad. I can't use a 1. If I don't use a 2, it was 3, 4, 5, 7. If I use a 2, there's a 2 in here, there's a 2 in here. There's no 2 here. And this would be 3 or 4, which would push this up, but that still leaves me heaps of leeway. The other thing is, if I don't use a 9 in this cage, the 9 is in one of those two and therefore there. If I do use a 9, so the 9 is in one of those. I can never use a 2. Is this the point? What's going on in row 2? So that's filled. Great. These can't be 2, 3, or 4 because 1, 2, 3, and 4 are gone. So those can't be 2, 3, or 4. I'm wondering about where 2s, 3s, and 4s go. But the lowest digit in a cage has to be above. So, for example, if I put a 2, 3, or 4 here, I have to put one above it. And if I put a 2, 3, 4 here, I have to put one above it. But does that work? Because if I was to put a 4... If I was to put even a 4 here with a 3 above it, the two largest digits, that's 7. The other two digits would have to sum to 18. I can't put a 2, a 3, or a 4 in any of those cells because I would need something lower above it. So 2s, 3s, and 4s exist in these cells. So I could put 1 there. There must be a 2, a 3, or a 4 in here. It can't be a 2. So there must be a 3 or a 4 in there. This has got to be right. I can't put a 2, 3, or 4 in any of those. There's not one there, and I can't put one there without breaking the 25 cage. So there has to be a 2, a 3, or a 4 in here. And one above it. So there's another 2, 3, 4 up here, giving me a 2, 3, 4. Because whatever, if I put a 4 in here, I put a 2 above it. Now I can't put a 2 down here. If I put a 3 with a 2, that's 5, and I need another 14. But I can't, but I've already got 2, 2, 3, 4s in this column. Oh, that's a 2, 3, 4 triple. That's the 1, and that's not a 1. Okay. That was right there. But I still think this is important, or I'm dumb. So if I put a 4 here with a 3 above it, I need another 12, but I've got other options. But there must be a 2, a 3, or a 4 in here. So between these cells, I've got all of 2, 3, and 4. So the sum that I'm using is either, surely it can't be 5, can it? Yeah, it's 5, 6, or 7. If it's 5, I need... So there's 1 of 2, 3, 4 in here, but not 2. So there's 1 of 2, 3, 4 in here, but not 2. Because I can't put 2 of 2, 3, 4 in here. Because then where do I put the 2, 3, 4s in this row? I couldn't put them there. I'd have none in here because that'd be a 2, 3, 4 triple. That could be a 2, 3, 4, but I can't put 2, 3, 4 in here because if I put 2, 3, 4 in here, I have to put something lower than 2, 3, 4 above. So I'd be, as I said, and if it was 4, 3, I'd need another 18 and that doesn't work. So what was I just saying? There's a 2, 3, 4 in here. So where's 2, 3, 4 in row 1? That's one of them. There's 1 in here. I can't put it there because there's a 2, 3, 4 here, there's a 2, 3, 4 here, there's a 2, 3, 4 here. So I need to put a 2, 3, 4 over here. But that's fine because I can put a 2, 3, 4 into a 25 cage. Do I have to? Yeah, but I've got more than one of 1, 2, 3, 4. I could even put... But it could go here and then I don't... Yeah, I can put it into a 25 cage because I think I can even do 2 because then I need 23. So it could be 2, 7, 8, 9 and that would be fine. So there is a 2, 3, 4 over here. There's a 2, 3, 4 in here. But I don't know how that helps me. Okay, what about the 20? I don't know. 21? $21 in 5. Less than 12. So maximum is 11. So do I have to use a 2, 1 or a 2 in this? If I don't, 3, 4, 5 is 12. So there has to be a 1 or a 2 in this. And it has to be at the top. That's right, isn't it? If I use a 1, then it's at the top. If I don't use a 1, there's a 2 and it's at the top. And if I don't use a 1 or a 2, then... If I don't use a 1 or a 2, then I'm at 3, 4, 5, which is 12. And this is less than 12. So this is a 1 or a 2. Okay, 21. The minimum digit I can put in this 21 cage is a 2. Oh, hang on. The minimum I can put into this is a 2, because if I put a 1 in the cage, it'd be up here and that would conflict. So the minimum I can put in here is a 2. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 20. 2, 3 is 5 and 5. Yeah, it's 20. I need to increase one of those digits by 1. So this is actually a 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 cage. The 7 must be down here, so I can take 7 out of all of those. Should have looked here ages ago. So there's a 2 in here and there's a 7 in here. There is a 2 in here and a 7 in here. What is that doing? Hang on, 2, 3, 4, that is a 5, and I can take 5 out of all of those. The 5 looks up taking 5 out of there, but there is a 5 in this cage. Now this is a 25 cage without a 5 in it. I don't know that that's helping me, but there's no 5 in any of those. 7, 8, 9. It's a 7 or an 8. $20 cage also has a minimum. No, it can't be a 2. Its minimum is 3. And its maximum is 5. So this is 3, 4, or 5. Because if this is a 6, these would have to be 7, 8. And 6, 7, 8 is 21. This is 3, 4, or 5. I'm not grokking this puzzle at all. I can't put a 9 in this cage. Because the other 2 digits would have to sum... No, I could. The other 2 digits would sum to 3. That was complete nonsense. This 2, 3, 4 thing at the top feels important, and I can't see how to use it. Nine is not in any of those, and it's not in any of those. So 9 is up here. Now 9 can't be here because it'd have to be at the bottom, which means 9 is in one of these 3 cells. But again, I don't know how that's happening. If this is an 8, yeah, that could work. It's got to be these cages, and I can't see it. So what happens if I don't include a 9 in a 20 cage? The maximum would be 876, which is 21, so it'd be 875. So these would be 8, 7, this would be a 5, this would be a 4, these would be 1, 3, 8, 7, 5, 4, 1, 3, 2 and 4. No. Maybe this matters? No, it doesn't. There's lots of places for 1. I can never put... So 1 in this row is in one of those cells. Actually, 1 in this box is in one of those cells. That's not helpful. I can never put 1 in a... So 1 is not in any of those cells or in any of those cells. Or there, because I can't put 1 at the bottom. 1 is in one of those 2 cells. Which means this is actually a 1. Right. This box with 1s. Couldn't put 1 here because of the 1 here. Can't put 1 there. 1 can't go into 21 cage, or the other 2 cells would have to sum to 20. And I can't put 1 in the bottom cell of a cage. So 1 is in one of those 2, looking across. So 1 couldn't go here or here, and 1 can't go in the bottom row of a cell. So that's not the 1. This is not the 1. This is the 1. Okay. Which means this is actually a 2, and these have to sum to 10. Now, they can't be 1, 9 or 2, 8. They're 3, 7 or 4, 6. No, that is not true. They have to sum to less than 12. So it could sum to less. So that was completely meaningless. But the maximum I can put in here is 7. I can't put an 8 or a 9 in here at all. Because a 9, 1 would get me to 12. Right, it has to sum to less than 12. Which still meant this 1, 2 deduction was valid. Because if I put a 3 here, 3, 4, 5 would have been 12, and that would have been wrong. Right, great. So this is a 1 or a 2. These have to sum to less than 10. I can't use 1, 8. I can't use 2, 7. So what's the... They have to sum to less than 10, and I can't use... Hang on. So I must use a 3. Oh, no. I don't have to use a 3. Because 4, 5 would work. But there must be a 3 or a 4 in it. There's no 5 in here. So if there's no 5 in here, the 5 is in here. But I don't see how that doesn't work. Wow, this puzzle. This puzzle. Still think this 2, 3, 4 thing is important, but I can't see how to use it. Okay, I'm actually going to use the killer calculator. There is no 1 in the 19 cage. Yeah, there must be a 2 or a 3 in the top row. There can't be both, though. But the cage could still have both 2 and 3 in it. In fact, it must have... Yeah, it's actually not telling me anything. Interestingly enough, and I only know this because I'm looking at the killer calculator, it must have a 7, 8, or 9 in it. It must... Oh, hang on. No, forget that. There's a 5 in the cage. Because this 5 is looking up. There is a 5 in this cage. So there is 2 of 2, 3, and 4, because there has to be 1 here for row 1, and there has to be 1 here for row 3. So there's 2 of 2, 3, and 4, and a 5. So I need 2 of 2, 3, and 4, and something else. It's going to be a 7, 8, 9. But this has to be 4 or 6, is what I'm learning here, I think. No. Can I put 5 and 6 into this cage? If this is 5... I think the question is, can I put 6 into that cage? Because then these would be 11, and they'd have to sum to 8. And I can't do it with 2 and 2, 3, and 4. There is no 6 in this cage. 5, 6... would make right, because I have to put a 2, 3, 4 here, and I have to put a 2, 3, 4 here. Because I can't put 2, 3, 4 in any of those. I can't put 2, 3, 4 there. I can't put 2, 3, 4 here because I can only have 1 of 2, 3, 4 in the 25 cage. Therefore, it goes up in the top if it's in the cage at all. And I think there must be one, but anyway, but it's in the top if there must be one. And I have to put 3 in this row of 2, 3, and 4. So not there, not there, not there, not there. I can put 1 there, 1 there. There must be a 2, 3, 4 here, which means there must be a 2, must be something lower than higher in it. So there's a 3 or a 4 here and a 2 or a 3 here. Now, if I make these 5 and 6, I need to get to 8. And I can't get to 8 with 2 of 2, 3, and 4. That's a 6. So, has that done anything? It's put 6 down here. Oh my lord, that's done nothing. That's done absolutely nothing. Two is in one of those two by Sudoku. So I'm just trying to find something. Okay, a couple of things happened. First one is I got a call from work because I was recording this at the start of my work day and work started earlier than expected. The second one is I actually got very, very stuck at this point. And there's something in the grid that is very, very obvious that I didn't see for about 15 minutes. And rather than wasting all of your time, I've rolled back to this point and I am going to show you what I didn't see. So I rolled back to where I put the 2s having to be in one of these 2 spots. Because the way I saw it was I asked myself eventually, after about 15 more minutes, where does this cell go in box 4? And I realized that this had to go, couldn't go in its column and it couldn't go in any of those cells. So one of those had to be a 2, 3. And when I was looking at that, I realized there is a 2 in one of these because of the nature of the cage and the fact that the lowest digit has to be here. So that's not the 2 and that's the 2. And I saw that and I went, okay, stop. Roll back, because I'd done a whole bunch of other investigation with colouring up here and all sorts of stuff. Roll back, get to here, and move forward from here. So that's what I'm doing, because that is going to give me some stuff. This becomes a 3. 1 and 3 is 4, so this becomes a 4. The 3 and the 4 come out of here. This becomes 5, and these have to sum to 15. So there'd be 6, 9, or 7, 8. Okay. The 5, not sure what that's doing. I need to put a 3 in one of those 2 because that cell had to go in one of those. So the 3 comes out of here. This becomes 2, 4. So the 4 comes out of here. This becomes 3, 7. Okay. Now, what is next? I'm still tempted to start using the killer calculator. Because that's basically where I was getting to on my last solve through. It was like, okay, I want to use the killer calculator now because my brain is melting. 3 comes out of both of those. So this is a 2, 4 pair. So 3 is in one of those. There's no 3 in the 25 cage. There must be a 3 in the 19 cage though, because I can't put 3 here or here anymore. So there's the 3 in here. So I've got 3, 5. So they sum to 8. I need 2 more digits that sum to 11. I could use 9, 2. I can't use 8, 3 because 3's already gone. So 8 is down here and there's no 8 here. So I could use 9, 2 or 4, 7. So this is either 3, 5, 9, 2 or 3, 5, 4, 7. Either way, the 3 is at the top. No, the 2 could be at the top if it's 9, 2. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure. There's a 2 in one of those two, though. So what is this 25 cage? I can't use 1, 2, or 3. So what are the minimums? I can't, because I can't use a 2 in it anymore. So the minimums are 3, 4, 6, 7. If I add 3, 4, 6, and 7 together, I'm only at 20. No, I can't use 3. It's 4, 6, 7, 4, 6, 7, 8. Why did I use 3? It's 4, 6, 7, 8. These are the minimums. 7, 8, this is, hang on, 4, 6, 7, 8 is 25. So this is a 4, 6, 7, 8 cage. So there's no 6 here. This is a 2, 9 looking down. I know the 6 isn't at the top. The lowest digit must be in the top, so there's no 4 at the bottom. And the highest digit must be at the bottom, so there's no 8. This is 4, 7, so this is 6, 8. That's cool. This is a 2, 9, saying there's no 9 there. So this is the 9 in this cage. There's no 9 there, so there's no 6 there. Oh, the 4 looks up. That's the 7, that's the 4. What was the green again? Oh, the green is where the 2, 3, 4 goes. But there's no 4 here. This can't be a 2. Because if this was... Right, if this was a 2, this would be a 3. The minimum up here would be 5, 8. And then I'd need a lower... And then both of these digits would have to be higher than 5. And that doesn't work. I've already covered that. So this is the 9. And this is the 2, which means there's no 2 here. I think I'm done with the colouring. Six is in one of those two for the 6, 7, 8 in the cage. Has that restricted this at all? Not that I can see. This is restricted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. It's 3, 5, 6, 8. If this is 2, 8, this would have to be 1. Oh, actually, that could work. Damn, I was hoping that would force something. One is in one of those two. Oh, I can't put 1 here. That's got to be the lowest digit in the cage. That's a 1. So this is not a 1. Actually, so this can't be an 8. Because if this is an 8, the minimum this could be is 3. They'd sum to 11 on their own. This can't be an 8. These have to sum to a maximum of 9, because the cage has to sum to less than 11. But I can't use a digit lower than a 3. But hang on, 4, 4, that is a 4. So this can't be a 6, because 4, 6, and 2 is 12, and this has to sum to less than 12, so that's not a 6. So this is a 3 or a 5. Oh, 5, 5. By Sudoku, that is a 5. Oh, the 7 looks down, taking 7 out of there, which takes 8 out of there, and oh, that's a 6, 8 pair. So this is the 3. And this is 6, 7, 8 in the column, but 6 must be there for the cage. But the 6, 7, 8 makes that the 3 and that the 7, which doesn't resolve that at all. The 7, however, looks like making that the 8, which takes 8 out of those, which makes that the 8, which makes this a 9. Wow, this jumps all over the place. So these now have to sum to 12. Can't use 9, 3, because there's already a 9. I could use 8, 4, 4, 8, 7, 5. Well, there's no 4 there because 4 must be in here. So there's no 8 here. But I don't see another restriction. This quadruple, I have to put an 8 in here somewhere. Well, I can't. Oh, this is just an 8 by Sudoku. So these are 2, 3, and 5. So this cage is still either 2, 9 with 3, 5 or 4, 7 with 3, 5. No, I don't quite follow it yet. Ooh. I'd seen that those had to contain 4, so 4 was in one of those two, but even better, those contain 2, so 2 is in one of those 3. That's a 2, so that's a 4. This has to be the highest digit in the cage, so that's a 1, and there's no 1 here. 4 and 9 is 13. To get to 21, I need another 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these are 5 and 7. And there's a 5 there. That's a 7, that's a 5. 7 and 7 means 7 goes in those 3. That's a 7, that's an 8, which looks up making that the 6 and that the 8. These, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 and 9. And the 6 looks back making that the 9 and that the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 9 go in. And there's a 6 in the box. That's the 9, that's the 6. Which means there's a 6 in one of those two by Sudoku. But this has to sum to no more than 16. So the other two digits have to sum to less than 9. Well, I've already got 9 in one of those two. So this can't be the 6, because if this is 6, this would have to be higher than 6. So because the highest digit, if this is 6, this is, oh no, that could work, because 6, 7 would be 13, that could be a 2. That could work. So I was jumping to conclusions. I was conking myself. But these are 5, 7, and 9. So 5 is not in one of those two. 5 is up here with a 2 or a 3, which I could have got by Sudoku. Where to look now? There's no 2 here. There's no 4 here. Five is in one of those two. This triple. 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7. There's no 6 there. Oh, hang on. There's no 3 in either of those. So that's the 7, that's the 6, that's the 3. The 7 looks up taking 7 out of there. 7 is in one of those two. No. Okay, that's not it. One is in one of those two. This is a fascinating puzzle, but it's broken my brain in many ways. 9 is down here, but that's not a big thing. These are quadruples. Well, this can't be a 3. So 3 is in one of those two. Because if 3 was here, this would have to be the biggest digit in the cage, and these would both have to be less than 3, and it can't be. So 3 is in one of those two. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So these are just from 3, 5, 6, 7 for the row. There's no 5 or 7 there, and there's no 6. This is the 3. Okay, that was a naked single I did not see. So this is 5, 6, or 7. There must be a 5 in one of those two. If this is 4, how do I make those both larger now? 5, 6. No, they can't be. because of that 5. If this is 4, this would be 6. And then this would have to be bigger than 6. This can't be a 4. That's a 2. So there's no 2 in this cage. This is a 3-5 pair, which is 8. These need to sum to 11. I can't use 9-2. I can't use 8-3. These are 4-7. So there's no 8 or 7 there. That's a 9. So that's a 7, taking 7 out of there. The 4-7 looks back, making that the 3, which makes that the 2, which makes that the 4. That works with the 3-5. The 3 looks down, making that the 2, taking 2 out of there. This is a 3-4 pair. Okay, that was cool. And the lowest digit and the highest digit are in the cage. If this is... Hang on, this is an 8 now, isn't it? I can't put 8 in this cage because it would have... Yeah, 8 by Sudoku is in one of those 3, and it can't go there because it just... Cage would be broken, total would be broken. I can't put 8 in any of those cells. That's the 8, that's the 9. This is 5, 6, or 7 by Sudoku. Well, there's no 6 there because of the 6 here. So... 5-6 would work and 6-7 would work. It can't be 5-7. This can't be a 5 and this can't be a 7 is what I know. Oh, there's a 5 here. This is the 6. So this is the 7 and this is the 5. The 6 makes that the 7 and that the 6. This is 2 or 4 for the column. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 2 or 4, and there's a 4 right there. That's the 2, that's the 4, that's the 2. I need to break these open somehow. Nine is in one of... 9 is right there because of the 9s looking into the box. So that's a 9. What about 8? 8 can't be in any of those, so that's an 8. These are 1, 3, and 4. There's no 3 there, there's no 4 there. So we're 7 in this column. That's the 7, that's the 4. That makes this the 3 and this the 4. I should have spotted that earlier. That looks like making that the 5 and that the 3, which makes that the 1 and that the 4. So the 1, of course, says that's not the 1, that's the 1, that's the 5. These are 3 and 8. I'll use the 8 to make that the 3 and that the 8. I'll use this 5 looking up to make that the 9 and that the 5. And that's the solution. Now, work calls and everything, you know, time, whatever, I'm sorry, you get it from the video description and all sorts of stuff. Now, I did find the thing with this cell and actually the point, which led me to finding the pointing 2s here because 2 had to be in one of those cells. This had to go down here, which, as I said, made me realize one of these had to be 2, so that couldn't be the 2. So that had to be the 2, which led through all of this. I did find that not on camera. I'd stopped recording to go to a work meeting and I had the puzzle on the screen in the background. So I mean, I probably tested this puzzle. I don't have a record of having tested this puzzle before, but I probably tested this puzzle over a year ago, but that was like 1,000 puzzles ago, so I don't remember. Whatever. Really nice puzzle, Rockrat. I love this constraint where low digits have to be high and the high digits in the cage have to be low. This is another one I wish we saw more of. I think it's absolutely stunning. Thanks, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the pack. I hope you're enjoying the content. Please just understand this is just supposed to be a bit of fun. I'm trying to record this in front of all the daily stuff. Yeah, I just hope you're having fun. As always, good luck with your solving.